The sun had barely cracked the horizon when Tyler's Zero Cool Chen settled into his favorite spot, a worn, faded armchair in the corner of his cluttered apartment. The scent of stale coffee and yesterday's pizza lingered in the air, a testament to his nocturnal habits. As he sipped on a cold brew, Tyler's eyes began to flutter open, the first wisps of sleep dissipating like morning fog. His gaze drifted towards the stack of monitors and laptops scattered across his desk, each one humming with an array of software tools and hacking utilities. The soft glow of the screens cast an ethereal light on Tyler's pale skin, accentuating the dark circles under his eyes. He rubbed the stubble growing on his jawline, a habit he'd developed over countless late nights spent poring over code. Tyler was no stranger to the world of hacking. As a teenager, he'd built a reputation as one of the most elusive digital thieves in the business. His handle, Zero Cool, had become synonymous with breaching even the most secure systems. But Tyler's motivations went beyond mere mischief. He used his skills to expose corporate corruption and government wrongdoing. His latest target was the fictional game network, Elysium. A subsidiary of the powerful conglomerate, Omicron Innovations, Elysium had promised gamers a world of unparalleled immersion and realism. Instead, it had become a hub for illicit activities, with cyber-terrorists exploiting its vulnerabilities to extort money from players. Tyler's plan was to infiltrate the network's mainframe, gather evidence of the exploitation, and sabotage the system from within. Easy enough, he thought, as he booted up his favorite hacking tool, Darkstar. With a few swift keystrokes, Tyler breached Elysium's security firewall, bypassing layers of encryption that would have stumped even the most seasoned hackers. The thrill of victory coursed through his veins like liquid adrenaline as he delved deeper into the network. The next hour was a blur of rapid-fire typing and cursory scanning, Tyler navigating the labyrinthine digital realm with ease. He stumbled upon hidden directories filled with incriminating data, records of players' personal info, cryptocurrency transactions, and even confidential business deals between Omicron Innovations and shady foreign governments. As the night wore on, Tyler's excitement gave way to a growing sense of unease. Elysium's internal security measures were more robust than he'd anticipated, with AI-powered intrusion detection systems designed to snuff out even the most sophisticated attacks. The network was a digital cage, waiting to be sprung upon an unsuspecting hacker. Tyler's fingers flew across his keyboard as he desperately searched for a way out, but every door led to a dead end or a viciously complex puzzle that defied solution. His eye scanned the rows of code streaming by on his monitors, searching for a thread of weakness, anything to exploit. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, Tyler spotted an anomaly in the network's traffic patterns. A faint digital signature, buried deep within Elysium's infrastructure, hinted at a vulnerability that might just be enough to turn the tide. He leaned forward, his heart pounding with anticipation as he began to dissect the code. The hours ticked by like grains of sand in an hourglass, each one ticking closer to disaster or triumph. Tyler's focus remained laser-sharp, his mind working overtime to unravel the digital knot before him. Sweat dripped from his brow, mingling with the cold brew still clutched in his hand as he typed furiously. Suddenly, a burst of pixels exploded across Tyler's monitors, illuminating the darkened room like a supernova. The network's AI-powered systems had detected his intrusion and launched a counterattack, a digital onslaught designed to overwhelm and destroy him. Tyler's eyes widened as the screens around him erupted into chaos, lines of code twisting and writhing like living serpents. His fingers flew across the keyboard, typing out a frantic reply to the network's defense mechanisms. The air was electric with tension as he engaged in a high-stakes game of digital cat and mouse. The room seemed to spin around him, colors bleeding together into a kaleidoscope of light and sound. Tyler felt like he was trapped inside a dream from which he couldn't awaken, a never-ending loop of code and panic, with no escape in sight. But then, like a beacon of hope shining through the digital darkness, a glimmer of triumph appeared on his screens. The network's defenses had been breached, its very fabric torn apart by Tyler's cunning and skill. As the last wisps of chaos dissipated, Tyler felt an overwhelming sense of satisfaction wash over him. He'd done it, he'd taken down Elysium, exposing Omicron Innovations to a world of scrutiny and shame. The thrill of victory coursed through his veins once more, but this time, it was tempered with a deeper understanding of the digital realm. Tyler leaned back in his chair, letting out a weary sigh as he gazed up at the ceiling. His eyes felt heavy, weighed down by the exhaustion of countless sleepless nights spent stalking the shadows of cyberspace. But even as fatigue threatened to consume him, Tyler knew that this was just the beginning, a mere scratch on the surface of a world where corruption and deceit lurked around every corner. He set his cold brew aside, reaching for his phone to make a call. It was time to gather the others, those brave souls who shared his vision of a better digital world. Together, they would take down Omicron Innovations, exposing its dark secrets to the light of day. As Tyler began to dial, his thoughts turned to the next target on his list, a network known only as the Nexus. A shadowy entity rumored to be connected to some of the world's most powerful governments and corporations, the Nexus was said to be invulnerable to attack. But Tyler was no ordinary hacker, he was a ghost in the machine, a phantom who haunted the digital underworld. With a newfound sense of purpose, Tyler smiled to himself as he waited for his call to connect. He knew that the road ahead would be fraught with danger, but he was ready. For in the world of hacking, there were no heroes or villains, only players and the game itself. And Tyler's Zero Cool Chen was about to become one of its greatest. The line on Tyler's phone went dead for a moment before ringing again, its steady pulse echoing through his apartment like the beat of a war drum. He answered with a smile, knowing that this call would change everything, that it would set off a chain reaction of events that would rock the very foundations of the digital world. "Hey, Zero," a voice whispered on the other end of the line. "We've got a problem." Tyler's heart skipped a beat as he listened to the words that followed, words that spoke of conspiracy and deceit, of secrets hidden behind layers of encryption and lies. He knew in that moment that this was it, the call that would set him on a course from which there would be no return. "Tell me more," Tyler said, his voice firm and commanding as he settled back into his chair, ready to face whatever lay ahead.